Hey folks, welcome to another day, another unboxing. I've got the Moto Edge Plus 5G UW. This is the 2022 edition. This is kind of Moto trying to redeem itself for the very lackluster Moto Edge from last year. So I'm excited about this phone. This is obviously a UW version, which is most likely a Verizon model since it's got millimeter wave. So let's have a look at this and unbox it. Here's the box. As you can see, so ta-da! Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. It starts with the phone. There we are. Then we have a divider. There we are. And then we have another divider with some documentation, perhaps. Oh, there's not much in here. Oh, there is a SIM removal tool. Always important to have that. So let's have a look at this stuff here. Motorola Edge Plus. It shows you the layout and the main features. There's a bunch of other stuff here. Yeah, all right. Then we've got, what's this? Safety, warranty, all that stuff we don't care about. And then important consumer information. All right, nobody cares. Now we got a charger here. Let's see what the wattage is on this. 30 watts. You see that 30? There we go. USB Type-C on one end, so this is probably a PD compatible charger. Nice. And then it comes with a cord. Hey, it's good to see phones still come with chargers and cords, eh? Look at that. USB Type-C hidden in here. Bet you there's another cord somewhere. Yeah, C to C. Pretty straightforward. All right. Now that's it for the box, right? So let's take a look at the phone, shall we? I know you all came for this, so that's exciting. All right, here we go. Ooh, it slides out easily. And ta-da! Oh, wow, look at that. Now this is glass, and it's this really cool finish. Like, wow. Stupendous colors. I don't know if you can see it. All right, now, as you can see from the rails with no antenna bands, this is some sort of plastic / Kevlar chassis, you know, probably not inside, probably metal inside, but at least what you feel and touch is not metal. And that's a bit unfortunate. I would have liked this to have a metal frame to make it a proper flagship. But the good news is everything else about this phone is pretty much flagship level, so they've done a really good job. Let's start with the display. 6.7-inch AMOLED. Yes, AMOLED. Hello, Moto. With 144 Hz refresh rate. So you can see there's not a lot of bezels, a bit of a chin, but a pretty equal amount of bezel all the way around. Anyway, I'm not going to set this up. You know, it's just an unboxing. But it's good to know we have a nice, beautiful display. No compromises made like this IPS panel last year on the Moto Edge. There's a 60 megapixel front-facing camera. Yes, 60. It's got the smallest pixels so far on a sensor, 0.6 micron. So it pixel bins down to, I guess, 15 megapixels from 60, 4:1, and it gives out 1.2 micron pixels, right? This also has stereo audio, so I think it uses the earpiece and a bottom firing speaker to achieve that. So yeah, phone is activated. We're on Verizon here, but I don't have 5G in my house for Verizon. I have right around the corner, actually millimeter wave, which is exciting. So under the hood here, this is a proper flagship. It's not like last year's Edge. This has a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. They didn't mess about here, okay? And it comes with a bunch of different memory configurations, 8 or 12 gigs of RAM, LPDDR5, either 128, 256, or 512 gigs of storage, UFS 3.1, so they're not messing about. Now, I'm not sure if this has micro SD. I doubt it, but I'll confirm by putting it up on the screen here. And then, you know, as you can see from the rest of the phone, there's some really nice things on the back here with this camera pod. So let me talk about that because I think you're going to be excited. The main camera is a 50 megapixel f/1.8 camera with 1 micron pixels. Pixel bins down to 12.5 megapixels. 4:1 for 2 micron pixels, right? And so that's exciting. But more importantly, unlike so many Moto phones, this has OIS, optical image stabilization, in addition to face detect autofocus. So that's actually pretty exciting. Now, the ultra wide is also a 50 megapixel with quad pixel binning. So it's f over 2.2 with very small 0.64 micron pixels. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Of course, it pixels bins them to 1.28 microns, which is an improvement. Then there's also a depth camera, 2 megapixel f over 2.4 with 1.75 micron pixels. So, you know, basically a useless sticker cam, but I'll forgive it because with this sensor, we'll probably be able to do some pretty decent zooming up to maybe 3 or 4x. So I would have preferred a telephoto, but again, you know, this is a big improvement over last year to start with. So good stuff. Now, battery is important, 4,800 milliamp hours. And here's the other thing that kicks ass. It has both wired and wireless charging. Yes, up to 30 watt wired, up to 15 watt wireless with reverse wireless charging at 5 watts. Hooray! All the things I didn't like about last year's Moto Edge have been addressed. AMOLED panel, OIS on the main camera, wireless charging, a better processor. The only thing they didn't fix is the plastic frame. I would have liked a metal frame myself. But hey, you know, pretty neat otherwise. So we got the charging covered. Let me walk you through the edges so you can see what's going on. There's a volume rocker here, a power lock key with an embedded fingerprint sensor. It's not in display here. I'm not sure why they did that, but hey, why not? I guess maybe cost. There's one of the 2 speakers, primary microphone, USB Type-C, SIM tray. Then on the left-hand side, you see absolutely nothing. And again, no antenna bands, but man, look at that glass, how it shimmers. It's very, very cool. And then on top here, you have a secondary microphone and nothing else. Now, there's going to be some millimeter wave antennas around here since this is a millimeter wave model. You'd expect that. But look, this is a pretty impressive package. Now, I'm not sure exactly what pricing is going to be. I'll put it up here or in the description if I find out before I edit this video. But I figured this is going to be about $1,000, which is a little on the high side when you consider you can buy a Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus for about the same price. And that's going to give this phone a run for its money, right? Metal frame and all. So, you know, but if you want a Moto phone with that simple, nice, easy to use software, and this is running Android 12 on top of that, then, you know, maybe this is not a bad idea, this phone. So I'm actually pretty excited. This is the first Moto in a while where I feel like, okay, I'm on board. This is happening. Moto's doing something worthy for the US. Remember, the equivalent to this phone abroad is, I believe, is the Moto Edge 30 Pro or something like that. And that's a much better phone. Last year's was a much better phone and we got kind of the short end of the stick. So at least this year we're getting very close to that with this phone. So that's it, folks. A quick look at the Moto Edge Plus 2022 for the US market, specifically the Verizon model here with millimeter wave. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, click the little notification bell below, comment below, tell me, would you buy this over a Galaxy S22 Plus, right? Also, remember this is a compliment to my podcast at mobiletechpodcast.com. We're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Spotify, everywhere good podcasts can be found. So subscribe, like, tell your friends. And lastly, there's a Patreon for the podcast. So if you want to see the podcast on video ahead of the public audio version, there's a tier for that for Patreon. And there's also a tier for the Discord server. So I encourage you to check out patreon.com/tankrl. That's patreon.com/TNKGRL and support me at making these videos and making the podcast happen every week, folks. All right? I'll catch you soon with more videos. Until then, cheers, everybody.